Hi, my name is Randy Jessen. I'm the Executive Director and co-founder of Global Hope. And we are excited about welcoming you to this virtual event. This is our annual gathering, and we are delighted that you have taken time to invest in the ministry partnership with Global Hope. You know, Global Hope has always been about the same thing. We are about finding Christian home and family for abandoned, orphaned, and vulnerable children around the world. We serve children in Romania who are dominantly abandoned into the orphanage system. We serve children in Kenya who have been impacted by HIV and extreme poverty. We serve children in India who have been impacted dramatically by coming out of the commercial sex trade or by extreme poverty. We're delighted that you have joined us tonight. We've been working hard that we might be able to present this program for you in the most effective way. But right now, let's meet some of our kids. My wife Sue and I are the founders of Global Hope, and many of you will remember that Global Hope began with a ministry to children that were abandoned or vulnerable in Western Romania. It all started back in 1996 when a group of very adventurous mission team members traveled to Arad, Romania, where we saw infants lined out in a row in a state orphanage. We saw the medical system that was 50 years behind. We saw incredible needs, and that group of people gathered together and said, we can do something about this. Before long, the organization was actually founded in 1996, and we began to reach out to be able to touch those orphans, literally to touch them, just to get somebody available to be able to love them and care for them and hold them and feed them. And so we hired nursing students, and we paid their salary and gave them to the orphanage director for supervision. Before long, lots of other things began to expand, and there was always one dream that we had that seemed to be impossible. In fact, everyone told us it was impossible. We couldn't buy land, we couldn't have a children's home, we couldn't operate in that way. But before long, we were able to purchase the House of Hope. We remodeled an old family farmhouse, and before long, a group of 4 children arrived. They were all toddlers. Those 4 children grew up there in our process and now are living very productive and fruitful lives. It's been a great gift. But before long, the numbers of children began to increase, and we had greater needs, and the place was full, and so we developed a second home, and we called it Anna's House. It's still operational today, and 20 years ago this year, Anna's House opened. Before long, there were other homes, and then a foster care system that began to expand, and then things began to change for Global Hope, and the dream of expansion began to take root. We expanded into Kenya, where children had been impacted dramatically by HIV and AIDS. Many of their parents had died of AIDS. They were living in extreme poverty. Many of them were infected with HIV themselves and needed care and treatment. And so we began a partnership in Kenya that was focused dominantly on HIV. Before long, another partnership developed that was focused on bringing kids out of extreme poverty and giving them educational opportunities and a safe place to be able to live. Today, our largest number of children are there in Kenya. In 2012, another expansion took place, this time moving into India, where we developed a really wonderful set of partnerships that began to give us a chance to have children's homes right there in India with children who were coming out of the commercial sex trade, with children who were living on the streets, children who were impacted by extreme poverty. We had a chance to be able to partner with the Catherine E. Larson Children's Home. We have a chance to be able to expand even more into India, and we'd love to be able to tell you about that expansion. Then we went back into Romania, and we began to expand there. This time moving into the central part of the country in the city of Sagutu, where we opened a day center for children who were living on the streets or who had no place to be able to go for care. We had a chance to be able now to expand that ministry, and it's continuing to grow. Global Hope has a great dream, a dream that takes us into the future, a dream that gives us a chance to be able to invite you into this wonderful partnership of ministering to children who are abandoned, orphaned, or vulnerable in the acts of the world. We invite you to join us. We're very excited about the adventure that continues.
Hello, my name's Mike Braden, and it's hard to imagine that our first mission trip to Romania was almost 20 years ago. This was prior to Anna's house being completed, and man, have things changed a lot since then. As your host, I'd like to introduce you to one of the key ministry members from Kenya. Thomas Ogutu has blessed many Global Hope teams over the years, and I know his passion for ministry will bless you this evening.
My name is Thomas Sagutu. I am the patron of the Jewels of Obaga and also the Nyogaya Foundation. The Jewels of Obaga was started way back in 2013 as there was a need to start such a group to empower the widows and their children, that is the orphans. There was very great need due to the fact that the cultural practices that we have experienced in this culture has destroyed them, and many of them became hopeless. So one thing I looked at is, how do we make sure that these women are economically empowered? And so I sat down with them, and in our first meeting we had 40 widows coming together to start the group, and we named it the Jewels of Obaga. The word jewel is a precious thing, and they are before God, they are very precious, and we didn't want to remind them all the time that they are widows. So that is why we chose the word jewels. If I may talk about some of the challenges we have gotten. They didn't have anywhere. It's a challenge that one is a challenge that has already been solved. They didn't have anywhere to meet, but we managed to build a small hall. This hall is helping because during holidays, their children are able to come to the hall also. They can meet there, they can be fed there, our widows, our ladies can meet there. So hall has solved a very big problem. But I was going to challenges that we have is we need more partners to come and be able to help us educate more children, because education, we have said, is the key here. We need to increase more classrooms. We need to fence our school, because security is key and is paramount when it comes to our school. In the garden behind me, we thought of increasing the number of greenhouses. Greenhouse brings more, or they have been able to get more production when it comes to greenhouses. So we really thank God, because all this that we are doing it to the glory and honor of His name. This far we have come. We just want to say thank you to our partners that have been able to partner with us. Thank you to the partners that are still willing to come on board. I really thank Global Hope that has been able to come here and do projects with us, building a house for a widow, and also seeing what we are doing. And I would like to believe that Global Hope is soon coming to help us especially with our children, and to see that they have a future in all that they are doing.
Our deepest thanks to Thomas for giving us that big picture view of our ministry in Kenya. Many of you know Dr. Sashi John from India, and our partnership with Sashi has been incredibly fruitful over the years. And we'd love to share with you what's currently unfolding in India and a wonderful vision for the future.
Hello everyone, we are so glad to see each of you here at Global Hope Banquet tonight, and thank you for being here. And I'm sorry I'm not able to be with you all in person tonight, but do want to take this opportunity to thank Global Hope India and each of you for partnering with Global Hope in providing home for 40 children here in Hyderabad in India. The campus here in Hyderabad continues to grow, and I'm glad to say right here in this Medchal campus we are able to house nearly 232 children in our 21 children home. We are also glad to say that we are able to house nearly 70 girls in our 7 restoration home for girls rescued from trafficking. Our employable skills training program continues to grow, and by the end of this year we would be training more than 1,200 girls in various skills. So as you see, most of our Medchal campus is filled up with children homes, warehouse and skills training program. However, I'm glad to say that we do have enough space just to have 2 more blocks of children homes which can house nearly 40 children. And tonight I want to request you all, or would you as Global Hope partner with us in providing home for 40 more children in this empty piece of land that we still have, in which we can build 2 more blocks. So Global Hope, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you all for providing homes for our children. And here are some of the children from our Global Hope family, and they just want to say something to you this evening.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce you to a man who really needs very little introduction. This man, along with his wife, drugged me kicking and screaming into this wonderful life I have with Jesus, along with many others. It's not necessarily a physical thing, but it was more their words and their actions that literally brought me to my faith. I'd like to introduce you to my friend, Dr. Randy Jessen.
Thanks, Mike. Many of you know that our ministry began for Global Hope in Western Romania, and our Western Romania operation is now 20 plus years old, and remarkable things have happened. But a few years ago, we launched a ministry in the central part of Romania, where we began to reach out to children who were living on the streets in the city of Sagutu. Pastor Christie, who's going to speak to you just now, is a United Methodist pastor. There's only 2 United Methodist churches in all of Romania. He is one of those pastors who has been leading the way for us, serving as a partner with Global Hope. Pastor Christie is going to share a part of his testimony and a part of why we'd love to have you be a partner with Global Hope as well.
My church started in 2013. I was part of a church planting project. And this church was located in the city of Sibiu in Romania. After we founded the church, we had this emergency in our heart that we need to do something for the society. In this very moment, we received a call, and he told me about Global Hope and the desire of Global Hope to be involved in this city. This city has a long history. We have in this city a lot of people from different ethnic groups. And one of the most mistreated groups, or one of the most marginalized groups, are the Roma Gypsy. So together with Global Hope, we started a ministry called Super Kids Academy. It was a day center who helped the children that were having financial difficulties, or they were orphans, to come every day and have a hot meal and have somebody help them make their homeworks and feel loved. To this ministry, we touch many people because we had many volunteers coming along. And as we were doing good, Christ was shown, and many people were converted and started to believe in Jesus Christ. And in this way, the church grew and we became a bigger group. God used this means of showing the gift of mercy to increase our influence and ministry. So I believe that Christ wants to make us visible. I believe that you, with your help, you are making the kingdom of God visible in the society. Jesus said in Matthew 5, verse 13, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden." I think we as Christians, we are living in hiding many times. We should be an example of good practice in the society. And this is what we want to do. Our project developed, it became a good example. And then we set up another ministry. And now we have an orphanage that we run. An orphanage with children who needs our help. This is in short my story. But what I want you to understand is that you and me can make the gospel of Christ visible in the society, and this gospel will shake the gates of hell, because we need to be children of light who make a difference, an impact, and a new beginning in the society. Thank you for listening to me. God's blessings on you.
You heard Dr. Saji John talk about the fact that the Mitchell campus still has some space available for us to build children's homes there on the campus. But we believe that God is calling us to a bigger vision than that. We believe that we're ready to build Global Hope Village, 30 children's homes, rescuing 300 children from extreme poverty and from the commercial sex trade. Will you join me as we take a look at what these homes might look like?
Each of the children's homes provides space for 10 children and a house mom. Each home has a common room with a dining table and a sitting area. There's a room for the house mom and 2 separate rooms with bunk beds for the children. One room has space for 4 children and the other for 6 children. Each room has its own bathroom to provide privacy. There's a kitchen where all the meals are prepared by the house mom, and the children enjoy their meals together, family style, each day. These homes provide a well cared for space where the children become a family, living in a home environment together with the support of their house mom. A typical day may involve the children coming home from school, relaxing a bit in their room, working together at the table to do their homework, and then outside to play and enjoy the common areas.
You see that the facilities that we are seeking to develop are really outstanding for the children that we are seeking to rescue. Our partner in this ministry is Dr. Saji John. You met Saji tonight, and many of you have known him for a number of years. Saji's been able to develop outstanding ministries focused on rescuing children, especially children who are abandoned or who are living in extreme poverty, or especially those kids who are rescued from the commercial sex trade. As we think about the land that is available for us right now, that's a process that's going to go forward really nicely. We need about $90,000 to build those homes that Saji's talking about. That would rescue 40 children. But we believe our God is a God of miracles. Some of you remember back in the mid-90s when we were getting ready to build Anna's house, and funding became available, something that seemed to be impossible. Well, we believe that that goal is not impossible at all. We believe that God is good and that we can work together to be able to accomplish something remarkable. Saji's been able to develop ministries that not only provide homes for children, but provide them with quality education. One of our kids, Priya, just this year was recognized for the most outstanding recognition from an education perspective in all of India. It's remarkable what's happening for these kids. We're dreaming about 300 kids. We're dreaming about 30 children's homes that we're calling Global Hope Village. Global Hope Village is going to cost us just a little under $1 million to be able to get the land and even get started on that project. But we believe it's well worthwhile as we think about what it would mean to rescue 300 kids from the commercial sex trade. And we'd love to invite you to join us on this journey tonight and on into the future.
On behalf of the Board of Directors for Global Hope, I'd like to thank you for joining our event tonight. I hope the stories that you've heard inspire you and speak to your heart. You know, we're wanting to move our mission forward, and I'd like to take this opportunity to invite you to join us. There's no doubt this has been a difficult year for so many people around the world. It's hard for me to believe that it was just over a year ago that some of us were traveling on a mission trip in Kenya. While we were there, we were able to visit with our partners. We were able to serve meals to the children at Spring Valley School. We were able to work alongside the community in Obaga to build a mud home for a young widow and her 4 children. We went to Horik, where we were able to sing and dance with the children. We reviewed their homework, and we were able to walk alongside them in their annual 5K fundraiser. There's no doubt that these children come from difficult situations, and they absolutely need to be cared for and to feel God's love. It's why our Godparent program is so powerful. Not only does it provide financial support for a child on a monthly basis, but it gives us a way to get to know that child. We can exchange letters of encouragement, and then they know that someone on the other side of the world cares for them and is in their corner. It's just a pleasure to be involved with Global Hope. Our staff, our board, are also committed to the care for the children. Our board members work closely with our in-country partners to see how we can best support them, whether it's providing bicycles so children can travel long distances to get back and forth to school, or to raise funds for different events or building mud homes. All of these are ways that we can get involved and help make a difference in a child's life. Tonight we've learned of a new opportunity in India, a chance to rescue children who are living in situations where they're vulnerable to trafficking. Our vision is to build homes and establish a community where the children can be safe and well cared for so that they can thrive. Do you feel called to get involved with our mission? We'll need your help. The cost to fully build out the Global Hope Village will be around $900,000. We are looking for people who can come alongside us, who share in our vision, so that together we can help make this happen. So tonight we have a big goal. We want to impact the lives of 300 children. We want to provide those homes where they can be safe and nurtured and have hope for their future. But I don't want you to focus on the big goal. I want you to think of the one child and the one step that you can take tonight to impact one life. On the screen, you'll see a QR code. If you point your phone's camera towards it, it will prompt you through to making a donation. You can also contribute on our website. The address is below, and also there's a link in the chat window. Any amount that you can provide will go for care for these children. I look forward to working alongside you as part of the Global Hope family, where we can care for God's children all around the world.
Thank you, Marcia. We've been able to see tonight how the Ministry of Global Hope has impacted children around the world. And as we share together tonight, we're delighted that we have the opportunity to invite you into a specific partnership. Marcia directed you to the scan code that you can use to be able to get to our webpage, or you can go directly to our Global Hope webpage to make a contribution. We have a number of things that are happening. We're most excited about the things that are happening in each one of our locations. You heard from Pastor Christie and from Thomas Ogutu about the things that are happening in Romania and in Kenya. You also heard from Saji John. Dr. Saji John talked to us about the possibilities for Global Hope Village. We want to invite you to consider being a partner with Global Hope Village. That's a remarkable opportunity. 30 new children's homes, 300 children impacted by Global Hope Village. Oh, and there's one more thing. A very generous donor has given us a $25,000 gift as a match a challenge match for you. Join us tonight as we consider what it's like to become intimate partners for the ministry of Global Hope. God bless you all, and thanks for joining us tonight.